Welcome to School and Around, a podcast hosted by Branching Minds, featuring prominent leaders, subject matter experts, and thought innovators with their perspectives on the current challenges facing K-12 education. I am your host, Larissa Napolitan, a former teacher, instructional coach, and a member of the Branching Minds team, here to lead conversations and to shine a light on phenomenal educators and those that are on a mission to transform our schools and the lives of students. Maybe you've been listening for a while, or this is your first episode. If you like what you hear, would you do us a favor by rating and reviewing us on iTunes? This is a fantastic way to tell us you enjoy what we are creating. Also, if you want more MTSS resources, sign up for our weekly newsletter using the link in our show notes, and check out our website for all the blogs and guides you would ever need about MTSS. Today, we're tackling something that's been the silent killer of productivity in schools everywhere: meetings. Yep, that's right. Those dreaded blocks of time that often leave us thinking, this could have been an email, or worse, why am I here? Meetings get a bad rap, often for a good reason. But we're here to flip the script and explore how schools can run efficient, purpose-driven meetings that actually respect your time and energy. We've got actionable tips and examples from different schools and MTSS practices, plus ideas from leading educators that help you rethink what meetings can and should be. Picture this. You sat down in a meeting, stared at the agenda, and asked yourself, why do we need this? Couldn't we just save time? Don't worry, you're not alone. Teachers across the board have identified meetings as one of the biggest drains on their time. Research shows that educators spend an incredible chunk of their week in meetings. For example, if you're a district or school leader, you're likely attending 12 or more meetings per week. That's a lot. And here's the kicker. When asked what they'd like less of in their workday, guess what topped the list? Yep, meetings. According to Ed Week, 33% of teachers said that they'd rather spend far less time in meetings. That's zero surprise to me. Why is that? Well, it's because many meetings are underprepared, unfocused, and just outright unnecessary. Too often, meetings are filled with things we try to power through to hit a time quota, instead of focusing on purpose and impact. Thankfully, it doesn't have to be this way. Creating better meetings starts with understanding the life cycle of a meeting. Yes, meetings have a life cycle. It's broken into 3 phases. First, there's the before meeting phase. This is all about planning. And no, I don't just mean creating a generic agenda. You want to be intentional. What's the objective? Who absolutely needs to be in the room? What materials or data do attendees need to review ahead of time? For example, if your meeting is reviewing student progress, share your data beforehand so everyone comes in prepared. Pro tip, if something doesn't need a full discussion, put in a staff bulletin or a shared running doc instead. Stop holding meetings just to share announcements. Now, during the actual meeting phase, this is where facilitation becomes key. Keep the discussion structured but flexible. Start with an icebreaker or community connection moment to engage the group. Then focus on problem solving or active learning. Strategies like gallery walks or breaking into smaller discussion groups can scale collaboration while keeping energy up. If your meeting is just checklists and one-way delivery, you're wasting face-to-face time. Also, designate roles in meetings: someone to facilitate, someone to take notes, and others to lead specific sections really helps keep momentum. Finally, we've got the after the meeting phase. Don't skip this part. Summarize the action steps, assign responsibilities clearly, and follow up. For ongoing projects, keeping a shared tracker can be a game changer. Everyone knows the status, next steps, and deadlines. Bonus point, it avoids having the same conversations in the next meeting. So here's your mantra for meetings, and repeat it with me, folks. No agenda, no attenda. That's right. If there's no clear agenda or purpose, the meeting really should not exist. Instead of stuffing an agenda full of random updates to fill the time slot, make it concise, highly targeted, and easy to follow along. Here's an example from a high-performing school I've read about, and they've structured their agendas into 3 simple categories. First, celebrate successes. This starts the meeting off on a positive note and gives everyone a moment to share their wins. Second, address challenges with clear solutions. For instance, holding data chats where teachers collaborate to pinpoint which students need interventions and why. Third, plan concrete action steps. Everyone leaves knowing exactly what comes next. When you leave a meeting knowing who's responsible for what, instead of we'll just follow up later, you've just won the efficiency game. Oh, and speaking of agendas, it's a good idea to embed the agenda into your meeting calendar invite. That way, it's visible to everyone ahead of time. And keep those agendas in one shared doc for ongoing transparency. It's a simple trick, but it works wonders. Now, most of you may be listening work heavily in the MTSS framework. MTSS often gets criticized as just another layer of meetings, but here's the thing. When done well, MTSS actually streamlines the meeting process. Here's how. MTSS meetings have 3 layers. The school leadership meeting is a layer that happens about 3 times a year. This is when big picture trends like tier demographics or universal screener results are reviewed. The questions being asked here are, is this a healthy school? And what trends are popping up across classrooms? Second, you've got those grade level or content area meetings, right? Occurring more frequently, which usually happen on a monthly schedule. They focus on collaborative problem solving for small groups of students. Teachers come prepared with intervention data, and the goal is to fine-tune what's working and adjust what's not. And then finally, you have those individual student support meetings, which are for those deeper dives into students who aren't progressing despite interventions. These meetings need extra prep, but clear facilitation is key here to cover ground effectively. The point of these layers is to make meetings more focused and intentional. You don't need to discuss everything everywhere. Match the issue at hand with the right meeting format. Before we wrap up today, here are some rapid fire hacks for taking your meetings to the next level. First, host fewer meetings overall. Seriously, avoid meeting inflation by swapping less critical meetings for other formats like targeted emails, quick stand-ups, or shared drive updates. Next, introduce rotational facilitation. Give teachers and staff the power to lead meeting sections like celebrations or feedback exercises. Collaborative leadership makes meetings feel less top-down. Next, don't overstay your welcome. Great meetings often finish short of the allotted time, right? I'm going to give you that 5 minutes back. You don't have to go that full hour if the goal is met in 45 minutes. Respect people's time. Finally, flip the meeting. Send information ahead of time for pre-reading. That way, valuable in-person time is saved for collaboration, not instruction. See, meetings don't have to be the time suck that they're made out to be. With the right preparation, facilitation, and follow-up, you can turn them into highly productive and even energizing parts of your work week. So to recap, map out your meeting life cycle, stop overpacking agendas, and always lead with action steps. Whether you're leading a school leadership meeting or a quick team huddle, respect everyone's time by keeping meetings inclusive, direct, and purpose-driven. Thanks for joining me today on Schooling Around. And if you found today's episode helpful, share it with a colleague or your school leadership team. And until next time, thanks for all that you do. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to Schoolin' Around, a podcast hosted by Branching Minds. Go ahead and subscribe to our feed wherever you listen to podcasts. And don't forget, if you are enjoying our content, would you do us a favor and rate and review our podcast on iTunes? This helps others find our podcast and lets us know how much you love what we're creating. Branching Minds is an educational technology company using learning sciences and technology to help districts effectively personalize learning through MTSS. To learn more about us, check out our website, branchingminds.com, or follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or LinkedIn @Branching Minds.